That was one of the worst fights I've never watched. I did not watch it. Probably I sit here and bequeath to you that I never watched the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. Did not, would not, will not ever watch Jake Paul fight.
Yeah.
You watched it.
Yeah, it was I didn't even think it was a fight. I think if you watch 2 seconds of that fight, number one, Netflix isn't prepared to stream live sports. Number one. Number two, the just the way the fight went, like there's multiple clips going around Twitter and the social medias about how Mike Tyson did his patented slip under the jab and then just didn't throw the counterpunch. And, it's painfully clear that, to me anyway, that in my opinion, Jake Paul fixes these fights. And it's just a money-making proposition. Hey, good for you. Good for you. You make a lot of money. Cool, man. That's fine.
Mike made $20 million.
Yeah. So that's cool for these guys, but I love that at least with the WWE, everybody knows it's fake. Like, we're not running from that fact. It's a pure entertainment product, and we're all good with that.
So you have no doubts this fight was fixed?
I have no doubt about
None.
it.
Not even I don't have a single doubt that just like Patrick Mahomes winning games, I have no doubt in my mind that Jake Paul and Mike Tyson was fixed.
And I have to say, I didn't realize how much of a difference it makes having 2-minute rounds versus 3-minute rounds. 2 minute,
it's huge.
Yeah, like I'm watching this thing and I picked it up probably in like the 4th round or so. And I'm like, man, like these rounds just fly by. And then the 8th round was just like they were just standing there, and Jake Paul isn't really even doing anything. And he goes on to say after the fight that he didn't want to hurt someone who didn't need to be hurt, and yada yada yada.
That's it. Yeah,
it's just like, dude, come on, man.
The punches that Mike Tyson did not throw in that fight, it's appalling. And all you suckers watched it.
See what he did there, appalling, and Jake Paul, and it all kind of works together.
I actually didn't do that, but that's fine. And all you suckers watched it. I told you, I refuse to support Jake Paul in any way, shape, or form. I think he's a detestable human being. And I think when you look at these fights, like, I agree with you on the Netflix side of it before we get to the Big 12 real quick. I think what Netflix did there really damaged streaming sports. Because I think there's a lot of people, you can go back to the Pac-12 situation where the conference melts down because they don't want to be on Amazon Prime or Apple. Like, I mean, pick your poison. There's so many situations where people are like, oh, it's nobody watches it. And then you get into this Jake Paul, Mike Tyson disaster, and Netflix just didn't have the bandwidth to stream the fight.
Mm-hmm.
They had an overwhelming number of people subscribe to Netflix just for that event, and they couldn't handle the bandwidth. And I think it's incredibly damaging for all live sports that are streaming. I think, and everybody who hates ESPN, when's the last time you saw something like this happen on ESPN Plus?
Well, and that's what I was going to say. It's like, reputationally speaking, it just kills Netflix. I mean, I think that, yes, there's always the concerns about, does this platform or that platform have the bandwidth to handle the viewership? But you're right. Like, ESPN's got it so dialed in that it's not even a thought on your radar. You're just like, oh yeah, turn on ESPN Plus. It's going to buffer for a minute. Once it's caught up, we're good to go. Like, it's like it. That's just as simple as it is. And I think like Amazon Prime has done a great job with Thursday Night Football. That they haven't had any issues that I've seen this year. So I think that Netflix just has a lot of work to do, and I think that the whole thing to me just felt kind of low cash. Like, from the Netflix side of it to Mike Tyson not, seeming to fight a legitimate fight because that was the agreement.
Not having pants on during a pre-fight interview.
Like, exactly.
What are we doing? What are we doing? I just thought the whole thing was low budget. And I think the struggles of Netflix to stream that are damaging for these pro sports streaming services. I think it is, because it's who we are. It's where we are. Everybody watches stuff on stream, whether that's YouTube TV or ESPN Plus. And that disaster that Netflix put out Saturday night, I thought was, or what was that, Friday night, I guess, it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible for live streaming sports.